Hey guys, welcome to my September Plan With Me video. I'm so excited to share this month's layout with you. It's quite a bittersweet feeling for me because summer is ending and school's starting, and it is going to be the last year of my master's program. So I think it'll be quite fun for me to share with you how I use my bullet journal to keep up with my assignments and stay on top of my readings, but I'll also be working a part-time job, so I'll be using my bullet journal to stay organized with that part of my life as well. If you're a new subscriber, feel free to follow me on my other social media channels. I post a lot of art and calligraphy, stationery, daily illustrations on my Instagram. My handle is @dolceartist. Definitely introduce yourself. I would love to get to know you guys. And without further ado, I'll switch over to the voiceover and I'll see you at the end of this video. For the month of September, I chose the theme of Fall Florals, and the first thing I did was go on Pinterest and search up the phrase Fall Florals and look through all the photographs that came up. And the inspiration photo that I'm drawing from is actually of a bride holding her bouquet, where the photograph is really focused on the bouquet. And I just loved her arrangement. It was filled with peonies and white anemones, as well as some roses, and I just really loved it. So I will link that photo in the description box below if you want to check it out. And here I'm just outlining all of my flowers in my micron pen in the 01 tip. So for the page beside my cover page, I actually wanted to write a quote, and I thought this was quite fitting since I'm actually starting a new notebook here. It just happens that the first 8 months of the year I already filled up a whole notebook. And the quote reads, "Today is the first blank page of a 365-page book. Write a good one." And obviously this quote I think is usually more referenced when it comes to a new year like 2018, but since it's a new notebook and also because as a student I am starting a new school year, I thought it would be perfect. And next I'm outlining the word September, and I'll be filling it in with a wood grain texture to keep it consistent with my nature and floral theme. I really love playing around with wood grain textures because you can make it however you want and just imagine what the rings of the tree would look like. Moving on to the shading portion of my cover page, I honestly only use the micron pen in the 005 tip. At times I'll switch back to the 01 when I want to, cover in dark areas really quick. But for the most part, it is really just this one pen that I use to add all of the intricate details to my florals. I really love this pen because it just gives me the power and control to make really different types of lines and marks. And I find that very useful when it comes to shading because you don't want your lines to all be the same. Otherwise, it really doesn't add much depth to your drawing. It's really the use of using different types of line strokes in terms of their density and also their length that gives your flowers that realistic quality. So here I'm just drawing out my peony. I love peonies. I think they have such a cute round shape. One tip that I had an art mentor tell me that has honestly stuck with me every time that I draw is that you want to imagine your subject as a sculpture, and you want to imagine that you as the artist are a sculptor. So your pen or whatever your drawing tool is your sculpting tool, and your job is to essentially sculpt out your subject onto the page. Kind of a weird way to think about it, but honestly it's been so effective for me because it just helps me think about my art subject in a different way. I'm more attuned to the kinds of shadows that that each petal might have over the other, and just think about what the light might look like on the flower and how it overlaps with other flowers next to it. Like anything, drawing takes a lot of practice to get good at it, but definitely this piece of advice has helped my drawing skills grow immensely. So once I finished shading everything, I felt like there was something missing and I wanted to add a little bit of color to it. Definitely not like all of the color I had in my August Plan With Me spread, but for this one, I just kept it to this mint green and a light pink that I really thought went well together. And I blended the two together in the center to make it kind of like a gradient effect. And these color pencils are the Aerogeton ones. I'll have the link below in the description box if you want to check it out. And I actually got these color pencils as a birthday present a couple years ago. For my September memories page, I wanted to try a different layout than I normally do to keep it a little bit more structured. I tend to keep it just like a scrapbook style, and I'll kind of write in the days wherever I want to, but this time I kept it in a grid format. But first, of course, I'm adding some more florals to the header. And from the header, I also wrote the September memories in my Tombow brush pen. This is the other side of the September memories page, and I just did 3 white anemone flowers. I thought this was a good close-up video shot for you guys to see how I draw in smaller flowers. So since I didn't have a mint green highlighter, I chose a color palette of blue, pink, and gray tones to do an alternating kind of color effect. And here I'm just adding little corner frames, and I think I'll be writing in my memories in capital letters just in the center of each box. I'll definitely show you guys a flip through of how this page turned out in my October Plan With Me. And for my September tasks and September timeline pages, I really like this layout. It's just worked for me really well for a very long time now, so I kept it the same. Of course, I changed up the style of the headers, and I kept it to more of these like block letters, and added the flowers next to it. I also added kind of like a floral branch design look to the bottom of the page. And for my September weekly layout, I think I might try something where each week I do something different, or perhaps I just repeat this one again. I'm not sure yet, but at least for the first week of September, I wanted to do the same layout in terms of structure as my August one. I just find that it gives me enough space to write out all my to-dos and events for the day. But of course, I wanted to change up how I draw in the numbers, so this time I kept it to this kind of blocky look. And for my tracker, I mainly just track my water, and I'm going to be also tracking my Instagram posts and when I go to bed at night, and also just my daily devotions. And I filled in the sides of the letters with my different blue, pink, and gray highlighters. Here's a flip through of my September pages. I'm really happy with how they turned out. I think I just really love this minimalistic floral look. And I was so inspired by many Instagrammers. I'll definitely list them below, but of course off the top of my head, it would be Bumble Bujo and also Jan Plans Things. I think their work is just beautiful, and definitely check them out. They have so many creative ideas when it comes to different types of layouts you can use in your bullet journal. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. It would mean a lot to me. And feel free to comment below if you have any feedback or suggestions for me, or any video requests for future videos as well. If you incorporate any of my ideas into your own designs and layouts, I would love to see them. So definitely tag me on Instagram or hashtag dolceartist. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!